Lacey here, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this walkthrough and first impressions of the Majestic Earth Tarot by J.D. Hinkle. Did I get that right? J.D. Hildegard Hinkle, yes. So J.D. is the creator of the Tarot of Delphi, and this is the newest deck, the Majestic Earth Tarot. This was originally a Kickstarter. I did not back it on Kickstarter, but I did purchase this deck once it came out and was purchasable. I believe you can still get this deck at MajesticEarthTarot.com, but I may be wrong about that. So definitely check it out. I don't think it's out of print yet. I'm crossing my fingers. It did take me a little while to get to this walkthrough, so hopefully it is still available, but it is an independent deck. I believe at the time I got this, I was able to purchase it through Amazon, Amazon.com, even though I'm in Canada. I think I may have heard that that's gotten a little trickier since then, but I'm sure if you reach out to J.D. Hildegard Hinkle, through MajesticEarthTarot.com, you can find out how you might be able to purchase it. The website listed on the bottom of the box is aellopublishing.com. I hope that's coming through. It's hard for me to tell in my viewfinder. I hope it's focused. But it's AELLO publishing.com. So this deck comes in a really nice little lift top book, or box rather, like this. These cards, you guys, really beautifully made. Let me just pull everything out there. Yeah, okay. So it's a really like sturdy hard box, which I really like. And this lift top piece is a smooth snug fit. It doesn't feel like it's not going to come off if you, like if the cards were in there and you shook it around, it would probably not be a good time. But it seems to do okay in general. Let's lay it like that. This comes with a guidebook that feels really nice. It's got, oh, look at that, some alchemical symbols in the back. We'll take a closer look at this in a minute. There's no photos in the guidebook, but we will draw a sample card and take a peek at how the guidebook reads. These have a really beautiful mirror finish style gilding on the sides, and they're very matte. The closest cardstock I can think of to this cardstock is my first edition Spirit Keepers Tarot, which also has a mirrored gilding on the sides. It's not a like silky smooth matte. It's almost a little bit, ooh, Peggy brought me a snack. I'm in here filming and Peggy just shows up with cheese and crackers. Woohoo! So I'll be snacking on that in a moment. So anyway, this doesn't feel like buttery smooth matte, like as if it has a silk lamination. It just feels like a flat matte, if that makes any sense. Very little sheen at all on the cards, and they feel like they're probably about a 310 or 330 probably 330 GSM cardstock. So flexible and bendy. Size-wise, I have a standard size tarot deck next to me, so let's just use that. So yeah, I thought so. They are a bit wider and a bit taller than a standard tarot card. Tarot deck rather. So you might find them a little bit chunky if you have smaller hands. I have bigger hands, so I'm not too concerned. But because they're flexible, I think they would be pretty easy to shuffle even if you do have smaller hands. So that's my thoughts on that. Let's zoom in and take a look. The one thing I will say about this deck right off the bat is that it does have keywords, and it's all landscape art. So just so you kind of have an idea of what we're going to be diving into. It's really detailed existing paintings. I personally think from what I've seen online that this was really, really well done, and I'm excited to dive in and show you guys the cards. Let me zoom out just a bit more. There we go. So we start with the Fool. Unrestrained possibilities, spontaneity, and spirited. I like that we also have the elemental symbol there, as well as, I believe that is the, yeah, that's Mercury, so that's the planetary association. Astrology and alchemical elemental symbolism here. And what's interesting about these cards, from what I can remember, and we'll probably see that as we go through, is that the people in these cards, where they're present, are extremely small. The emphasis is definitely on the landscape, which I think is really cool and powerful and beautiful. So here we do have a figure up here on the cliff top, but I might not always be able to see them in the viewfinder, so this will be a little bit like a treasure hunt for you, the viewer, as well as we go through them, because, yeah. Here's our magician, and oh man, look at him creating magic down here in the midst of this vast canyon. Force of will, manifest, self-control, skillful, and we have the element of air, and we have Is that Mercury? Was this Neptune? I think this is Neptune. I think this is Neptune. I think I got my planets wrong. Anyway, I'm really bad with some of the astrology. So here we have our High Priestess. We have the Earth and the Sea, and we do have a figure here. Sacred mystery, awareness, knowledge, wisdom, the moon, and the element of water. The Empress's Domain. This is so freaking stunning. These are so vividly beautiful. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't know if it's because it's matte or because the colors are so richly done in this deck, because I'm sure she must have had to remaster these. These are original pieces of artwork that were selected, and pieces of those artworks were selected, but the way the colors come through are so vivid and beautiful. So creativity, life, bountiful, sensual, and we have Earth and Air here, and Venus. The Emperor's Domain. Keywords, indomitable, durability, realization, formation. And then we have Fire and Aries. Just want to see, is there people in this card, or is it just the landscape? Yeah, so this looks like, I don't see, just like in the Empress, we have sort of a landscape. These would be so amazing for pathworking. So amazing for pathworking, actually, like really incredible. The Hierophant's Domain is an indoor space, which totally works for me, and it looks like a chapel or cathedral of some kind. Structure, service, tradition, doctrine. We have Taurus and Earth. The Lovers. The swans here are so beautiful. Commitment, intimacy, choice, love. We have Air and Gemini. Chariot, this is my birth card. We have ambition, triumph, momentum, control. We do have an actual parade, almost energy happening here. Water and Cancer. Love this strength card. Instinct, energy, courage, poise, fire, and Leo. The Hermit, this is so great. Contemplation, solitude, introspection, beacon, and we have Earth and Virgo. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, and the way that time has worn this down. Yes. Change, riddle, progression, time, and we have Fire, and I think that's Capricorn. Council of Law, accountability, justice, governing, equity, and we have Libra, and we have Air. I love this idea of a council, sort of a village council. Upturned for our Hanged Man. Look at how like dark and stormy this image is. Like, it just pulls you in. Surrender, lifeline, submerge, and sacrifice. We have Water and Neptune. See, that's Neptune. So is this, I think this might be Uranus? I think it might be Uranus for the Fool. And that one is Mercury. Yeah, I think that might be it. Okay, anyway. Perfect for the Hanged Man. We have this idea of being underwater. Of course, that's a shift in perspective for sure. I think I can zoom in a little more than I am. Death. Dissolve, purify, subside, egress. God, these would be so gorgeous for pathworking. I just can't. Yeah, Scorpio and Water. Temperance. We have Providence, harmony, serendipity, patience. Fire, Sagittarius. The Tempest is our Tower. So we have, oh no, actually, this is our Devil. Overwhelming, wild, untamed, and severe. This is Capricorn. So this one was Saturn? I'm so bad. That was Libra. Sorry, I have to check now. Yeah, this one's Saturn. The Wheel of Fortune is Saturn. I should know that. The wheel, the circle, the ring. Yeah, got it. So this one is Capricorn. Capricorn is the Devil. Yes, I knew that. Sure I did. Earth. The Tempest is really potent here. We have a definite storm brewing or happening. No, why do I keep doing that? This is the Devil. Okay, so I'm curious what you guys think. The Devil is usually a feeling of being trapped. It's very like fiery and lava-y though in here, I feel like. It does say, it is an earth element card. Do we get that energy of sort of being trapped here? I'm curious what other people might see in this one because I keep thinking storm. But actually, when you look at this, you're like, no, this is the storm. The Tower. Sudden change, disruption, revelation, upheaval. This is Mars and Fire. Aurora for the star. The Aurora Borealis, that's gorgeous. We have Pisces, illumination, inspiration, indivisible, truth, and the air element. The moon is absolutely gorgeous. Precarious, visions, apparition, obscure. This is Pisces. Ah, this one's Aquarius. Aquarius for the star, Pisces for the moon, and the element of water. The sun is the sun. That one is easy. Oh, wait a minute. I thought the moon was the moon. No, no, no. The high priestess is the moon. Okay, never mind. All right, we're back. Radiance, wonder, attainment, optimism, and element of fire. Judgment is transformation, renewal, liberation, uplifted, element of water. Which one is this one? Spacing on that glyph. The world. Here we have Jupiter, rejoicing, oneness, integration, and cosmos. This is so freaking stunning. This is so beautiful. Okay, so we're into the minor arcana. I'm probably going to have to pick up the pace here. So we have the Ace of Stone. Protection, prosperity, flourishing. I love the keywords on this deck. And I think that if they were, I feel like they're very unobtrusive, and I like that there's multiple, so you can sort of, the trick with keywords, I think, is that they need to be keywords that resonate with you for them to work. And having multiple really gives you that opportunity. Daily life, in between, balance, so good. The Three of Stone. Obviously, stone is our pentacles suit. Collaboration, development. I'm going to probably have to stop reading these. Four of Stone. And here we have this really established structure. So established there's moss growing on it, which is interesting for the Four of Pentacles when we think about it. The Five, we have this really wintry, sort of desolate sort of scene. And interesting, there's some crutches that have been discarded here, which is a nod to me to the Rider-Waite-Smith meaning of the Five of Pentacles. In the Six, we have this really lovely garden scene, like sort of home scene, and we have an older person giving a younger person something or possibly receiving something. We have all these little chickens. Very classic Rider-Waite there as well. The Seven of Stone, definitely standing here looking out over his fields, his crops, to see how they're going to be. Very well chosen images. The Eight of Stone, perfecting, and we have some bricklayers here working. The Nine of Stone, enjoying her veranda, very perfect for the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Stone. The Ten of Stone, look at this structure and the size of it, and you get this really strong, protected, safe energy. Legacy really comes through here, I think. The keywords here are ancestry, family, dwelling, and enduring. So the Steward of Stone is going to be our page. Communicate. Oh my gosh. Communicate. Learning, critical thinking, and scholarship. The Rider of Stone, definitely somebody who's got somebody with them, so you get the idea of taking their time, taking in what they're seeing. The Creature of Stone is going to be our Queen. And it's like a herd of wild, maybe of deer. It looks like deer and elk here. These landscapes are absolutely breathtaking. Spirit of Stone, which is our king. Resources, stalwart, substantive, supreme. Yes. And we're into the cloud suit, which is our swords or our air suit. Ace of Clouds. I love this clear sky. You get the feeling of movement or wind with this tree here, and there's a bird and the pink sky. Pink sky, sailor's delight. Or pink sky at night, sailor's delight. That's right. Two of Clouds. You get a little bit more tumultuous water happening here. And we've got these birds in the front. You definitely get that aspect of decision making. Here we have an equilibrium, ruminate, dichotomy, and barrier. The Three of Clouds has a much stormier atmosphere, which I think is appropriate. The Four of Clouds. Tranquility, vigil. Yes. And we have like, what is this called? Not a tomb. There's a better word for that, but I'm forgetting it right now. The Five of Clouds, and this tree has fallen. Very appropriate. The Six of Clouds, and we literally do have a ship crossing the water to calmer seas. The Seven of Clouds. This lone figure all by themselves, And there's a village here, so you do get the idea that they've left the village. Again, you can find the Rider-Waite-Smith meanings, I think, really easily in these images. They're very well chosen. 8 of Clouds. Oh, shipwrecked. How perfect is that for that feeling of being trapped or stuck? 9 of Clouds. A lot of fear here. Oh my goodness. Here's this figure just clinging to the rock, like barely holding on. Yeah, I would say anxiety in that card for sure. And our 10 of Clouds, we get this feeling almost like these figures are doing some kind of processional, perhaps to a funeral or something like that. Culmination, drama, conclusion, dreary. This is a very like intense looking image. Here we have our steward or our page of Clouds. Almost like a groundskeeper energy here. The rider. Definitely moving quickly, which I like to see for the sword suit. Lots of energetic movement or like air movement in these cards. Like you definitely get that feeling of the air element throughout, which is really, it's just really well done. The creature of Clouds. And we have all of these birds nesting in the trees. So perfect. The spirit of Clouds. Again, this is our queen. And we have this sort of storm or rain, almost like a deluge kind of energy. It says clarifying, decisive, proficient, engage. And, oh, wait. Spirit is the king. Creature is the queen. Right. So this is our king energy. Ace of Trees. Okay, so trees are our wands in this suit. So this is our fire suit. And you can actually tell too by the border colors. So you have this purple color through the majors, this green color through the pentacles or the earthly suit, the yellow, pale yellow color for the swords, and now we're into red, this red color for the wands. So it's really easy in a spread then to see which suits you have, which I think is really great. Really powerful, like giant redwood, I believe here. The 2 of Wands or 2 of Trees, and we have this doorway. I love thinking of the 2s as sort of potential or opportunity. And here we have maturity, success, thoughtfulness, and somber. None of those would have been the keywords I would have chosen for this card, which is really interesting. The 3 of Trees is enterprising. It says venure, but I think it's supposed to be venture, negotiation, and foundation. I might be wrong. If you know what venure means, let me know. But you've got somebody with a walking stick. They are taking, beginning a journey for sure, which is how I like to see the 3 of Wands. The 4 of Trees, 4 of Wands, celebration, peace. There's like a forest picnic happening here. Community and plenty. Definitely works for Rider-Waite-Smith meanings. The 5 of Wands, we have a jousting match, which to me is perfect energy for the 5 of Wands because we have that idea of competition, but it's not necessarily mean-spirited competition like we might see in the 5 of Swords. The 6 of Wands or 6 of Trees, we have a returning warrior or warriors coming back, and there's it almost looks like somebody with a horn. What's happening here? We're just welcoming them home. I love that. The 8. Wait. 6. Oh, we're out of order. I was like, what happened? There we go. The 7 of Wands. There is a figure right up there on the top of that cliff. You get that idea of being up against some odds. He's got to figure out how to get over there, right? There's going to be probably a leap or something. What's the keywords here? Surmount, yes. Exhilaration, exertion, and vantage. Oops, 6, 7. Here's the 8 of Wands, which is very fast-moving energy. So being depicted with trees, I was curious how they were going to show this, but you definitely get, with all these birds in the air and the way these trees are bent, you definitely get that idea of lots of movement in this card. Yes, movement, messages, imminent, and haste. This reminds me almost of like the way birds will like rush away from an area if a storm is coming. It's almost like that. It's almost like it's got that almost preparatory kind of energy to it. The 9 of Wands, the 9 of Trees here with this very laden down tree. Like he's still standing, but man, that's a lot of snow and he could break, right? And then the 10 of Trees, where we normally have things like responsibilities. Yes, laden. And we have somebody carrying or working with a really heavy cart. A very laden cart. There we go. Laden is one of the words, yes. Steward of Trees, our Page of Wands. And we have somebody tending a flame here. Intuition, spark, initiate, loyal. I love this imagery. It reminds me of like Bridget's flame. I know Bridget's flame is not necessarily in an outdoor space, but that's what that makes me think of. The Rider of Trees. Here our Ace of, or Knight of Wands character riding off into some sort of adventure. The creature of trees is these bears. I think this is perfect for Queen of Wands energy, that sort of mama bear energy. She's got some cublets. Cublets? Is that even a word? Cubs? She has some cubs. And the spirit of trees, we have this very strong energy, and we have what looks to be like almost like a Buddha statue at the top there, which I think is really powerful, because a lot of times I see the King of Wands energy is very like much a visionary and a spiritual leader, as well as somebody just generally powerful, right? And now we're into the cups. Oh, my favorite suit. So the Ace of Water is this absolutely gorgeous brook. We've got a big waterfall, lots of bounty in this card. I love it. And the Two of Cups, this is such a like Titanic-ish kind of like I can fly sort of scene. I mean, she's not, she's sitting, but that's what, it definitely makes me think of romance. This is a very sweet card. The Three of Cups, and we get this idea of play at the waterfront. I love that. The Four of Cups. Oh my goodness, these landscapes are just breathtaking. Again, I want to path work like all dang day with this deck. This would be such a good one to build an astral temple with, to path work with, to do astral journeying with. Oh my goodness. I love this. Anyway, she's sort of lounging here, and there's just all of this stuff happening. So you could definitely work with this as far as like not paying attention to all the blessings that are actually around you. The Five of... Pardon me, I had a dog trying to steal my snack. Five of Cups. That was bad, Bruno. Peggy brought me some crackers and cheese. I think that was still in this video, yes. And he just tried to steal it. Okay, I better eat some of this. Poor dog. Disappointment, acclimate, partial loss, and process. We do have somebody grieving here. Oh my God. He doesn't even look guilty. Here we have the Six of Cups. Memories, tides, innocence, nostalgia. And here in the background we have this figure. So perfect for the Six of Cups. This idea of looking back, of remembering. The Seven of Water with daydreaming, floating, imagination, ephemeral. I'm trying to see if there's people in this card. I'm not spotting any. There might be some way off in the distance down there, but I can't quite tell. It's so easy to lose yourself in these images. The Eight of Cups and leaving, walking away, new course, discontinue, humility. The Nine of Water is a geyser, which I love. I think that's so perfect. And the Ten of Water... We have such an optimistic scene here. Appreciation, happiness, contentment, safety. And there is a family here enjoying this wonderful, beautiful place. The Steward of Water, our page, literally bathing in a pool. Could not be more perfect if you ask me. Our Knight of Cups, our Rider of Water, is boating, which I think is really appropriate as well. Aspiration, inward, ethereal, enticing. I like also too, by the way, the fogginess in this card I think is appropriate, because the Knight of Cups tends to be somebody who's a little bit hard to pin down, who can be a little bit floaty and flighty. So that's really interesting. The Creature of Water here are some seals or sea lions. I think these are sea lions. No, those are seals, right? Clearly my marine mammal anatomy or identification is not up to snuff here. I love this wave that's coming crashing, and these guys just look so happy here. So perfect. And you do get that mama energy here with this one, and then there's some little ones. I think those are seals. The Spirit of Water, the King of Water, as this gigantic waterfall. This looks like Niagara Falls to me. I'm sure that's what that is just by the shape over there and this smaller fall right here. I was able to go there once. It was breathtaking. And then at the end here, we have some landscape cards. I think these are these elemental cards? Yeah, they are. So we have the element of earth, the element of air. Oh, sorry. It's not even in frame. Let's try that again. Element of earth, the element of air, The element of fire. This is, again, stunning for pathworking. The element of water. The element of spirit. That's the symbol for spirit down there. And a title card, it looks like with some thanks to perhaps, oh, with the original artworks of, and it lists all the artists that the landscape art came from. So I'm going to pull that card out of the deck. I am going to shuffle these in because if I draw them in the course of a reading, I would use these to basically be about the environment of their suit. Kind of like how I would use, say, the castle cards in a, oh my gosh. I'm blanking on the artist's names. Tarot of Dreams by Ciro Marchetti. Oh, it came to me eventually. Let's see if those are in there the way I want them to be. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to zoom this out. We're going to give a quick shuffle. I'm going to pull a card. We're going to take a quick look at the guidebook, and then that is going to wrap it, guys. So let's see. Oh, it shuffles beautifully. Shuffles just as nicely as my first edition Spirit Keepers Tarot, if that is any indication. It literally feels like the same cardstock. A little bit bigger. The backings, by the way, are also absolutely stunning. This is probably going to be my go-to deck for any kind of path working or any kind of astral work because it is so dang stunning. I recently did a lot of talking about astral work and path working and journey work. If you're interested in that, I'll try to remember to link that video up in the... Is it going to be that side? It's going to be that side, up in the cards, up there. The live chat I did on meeting and working with spirit guides, because that's where we really got talking about this. I link that for you. We're going to pull one card. Take a look at the guidebook. What did we get here? The Seven of Stone. So the keywords are compensation, reward, rest from work, and satisfaction. Let's take a look at the guidebook. It's really like got a soft cover, but it feels really nice. That's what the deck's called. Majestic Earth Tarot, Storm and Wonder. So it looks like we just jump right pretty much into card meanings. They've got the keywords that it looks like I think are on the deck. And thank goodness at the bottom of each card, it does reference the artwork that was used. And there's a short description that should be all you need to interpret these cards. I think that the artwork is so beautifully chosen. I don't think I'm going to struggle to interpret them at all. But let's take a look at the Seven of Stone together and just see. Was that one near the beginning? Yeah, stone was the first suit. Yeah, there we go. Seven of Stone. So I'm going to hold up the artwork for you while I read what it says here. Leaning on a staff, a man looks over his homestead. He stands in sunlight between the shadow of clouds, tired but content. He reflects on the fruits of his labor, work that is from the heart, perhaps part of a less formal economy. This can lead to deep satisfaction, but can also make any criticism personal. Saturn and Taurus and Earth. This is from the ruins of Fort Putnam, 1825, Thomas Cole. It's an American painting. Marsh Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park, Woodstock, Vermont. So I love that the artwork is referenced. That makes me really happy. I don't know if I'll ever be motivated enough to look them up, but if any particularly grab my attention, I will definitely do that, and I would recommend that when you have those artworks referenced, if you really like the image, see if it's just a piece of the original image or if it's the whole image. But I think these, I'm assuming these are mostly cropped out of full-size paintings. But man, I am really excited to play with this deck. I think it's going to read beautifully. I really can't wait to meditate with this deck. I would love to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the deck. I'd be really curious. If you have this, have you worked with it? What do you think about it? Is it one that you enjoy working with? Have you done any path working with it? Super curious about all of the things, so let me know down below. Remember that you can always book a reading with me over at supportivetarot.com. And if you would, please like this video, share if you know anybody that would like to see this, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!